Hello, welcome to another video, and let's talk about how Dragon Ball Sparking Zero could have been by far the pinnacle of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Universe games. Now I know, I'm not a good fighting game player, I'm not good at the game, this has nothing to do with that. I can continuously get my shit kicked in, but so much of this game is like fan servicey, with all the characters, the areas, stuff like that. That it doesn't matter to me. Who cares? I can go online, get my shit kicked in, slowly learn, beat up some other bad players. But either way, it's fun. I mainly want to talk about the area of the game that most people, if they say anything kind of like little knock about the game, they've already mentioned it, and that is the story, the episodic kind of thing that the game has as in place of some sort of like campaign or something. Because the game doesn't have like some natural campaign where it goes through the entire Dragon Ball story and you like take control of other characters throughout it. It's more so here's this character, here's his main fights, away you go. And I think obviously the main issue, basically no cutscenes at all. Like, it's weird because it feels like in this area the game was rushed, but in a lot of the other fighting parts of it and the characters and stuff like that, it wasn't. But the lacking of any bit of like storytelling, because a lot of the storytelling is also goes cutscene and then PowerPoint. Half the time, at least half the time, and I'm probably undershooting this. There's not even like a voice reading, like a narrator, telling a story. It's just you read it over some music and see a photo. And the other weird part is like, it just tells you that someone's going to fight, and then it quickly, the next PowerPoint says, yep, that person was definitely not strong enough to fight Vegeta, so he won. And that's it. I understand that there's so much to the Dragon Ball, story. And the story's been told so many times that most people that are playing Dragon Ball, this game, honestly, I'm sure has brought new fans to it because it has blown up. And I feel bad because if they haven't watched any of it, they would still probably have no fucking clue what's going on in the story. Just even going through Goku's kind of thing, Vegeta's saga. Everyone besides Goku also feels very short. I'm gonna go into how they can be longer and the good parts of it, but it does suck because I understand that it's tough to put in a bunch of resources to retell the same Dragon Ball Z story that has been around forever, right? Like I've seen it however many times. Raditz getting special beam cannon. The intro to Dragon Ball Z. Everyone knows it. It's awesome. I love all of Dragon Ball Z. Majin Buu's arc is where it kind of, comes down a little bit. But even with like Dragon Ball Super, like I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people haven't watched it. I had in university. I watched it right when it ended the Japanese release. It was great. I loved it. I love the story and everything. But again, if you were just playing this, you probably wouldn't have much of an idea at all what's really going on. Even if you read it and stuff, and the cutscenes themselves look very weird and not great. So that's like been my only big knock playing through like the episodes, that they almost feel like borderline filler, as like trying to teach people and like for people to get good at the game, which is good obviously. But they also have like the other custom kind of battles which people have made and stuff like that to kind of make their own stories, which is I've seen a lot of actually really fun ones. I wish there was some bit more of like the storytelling aspect, so people would have some better idea, or like if there was more cutscenes than the fucking PowerPoints, which is the stupidest thing in gaming by far, is where it's just a picture with text and they don't even have a narrator. Usually there's a narrator to actually, have some sort of oomph behind it. Not even that. So that part of it has sucked. But the very fun part of the episodic kind of battles in this is that if you, in certain ones, I should say, there's branching paths. And if you complete a special objective, I'll say, in the fight per se, God, I'm saying you per se or whatever bullshit a lot. It will splinter into a completely like different timeline and kind of tell a completely new Dragon Ball story for that character. A lot of other stuff is like Goku might not die at the beginning with Raditz, and he can have everyone come help him, and they defeat Raditz together, and he doesn't die. But then he doesn't go to, King Kai and stuff, runs the Snake Road. That doesn't happen then. There is a lot of interesting parts and additions that they did, which is very refreshing, 100%, because someone like me that knows like I've played through other Dragon Ball games, I've watched the anime as a kid, and I've watched it all again as an adult, and I've watched the abridged version because it's absolutely hilarious. That I have like this story of Dragon Ball just like pierced into my head, that it's really fun and interesting for fans to see certain what ifs and different timelines and stuff like that, to have something new while being in like the glory day of Dragon Ball, if that makes sense. So that's definitely the best part. It also has its own cutscenes and stuff like that, but again, it sucks in a way because it's almost like I wish the game didn't come out yet and they did add like more cutscenes while doing the episodic things, and like, because if you go through the map, even because it's kind of like a Mario world map where it has the different dots kind of thing, you can be playing through the game and not realize you like go through 4 of those because it's just cutscene dialogue kind of stuff that isn't even like a you just fucking PowerPoint slides that you read next, read next, read next. Oh, someone's talking in this one. Next. Oh, it's a small cutscene, a fight. You leave the fight, let's say after, to see if it could branch. And oh my god, I went through like 6 dots. I didn't even know that. I had no idea. I know I'm not the only person. I love so much of this game. 100%. I think gameplay wise, this is probably the most like Dragon Ball type of fighting for a video game that it could really be. Like in the anime, like they are in these sprawling, areas, they fly, they do crazy shit, they transform, they fuse, all this stuff, and they integrated all of that into the gameplay very seamlessly. And obviously it's just like it's like the next one of the Budokai Tenkaichi series, which was doing this then, which those games were ahead of their time for like Dragon Ball games. I'm pretty sure Xenoverse, it has areas of this too, with being like an arena fighter, but this gameplay and stuff is like exactly the fighting that you would see in the anime that you would expect in a game. I'm sure like fans of fighting games might want like some more depth to like combos and stuff like that, but I would like, it seems like there's a lot. Like I'm not that good at the game, and I see people doing like wild shit on there just like that. So maybe it's easy for veteran fighting game players, which is good. Hopefully they're having fun. I know I'm getting my ass kicked anytime I play online. But it is nice seeing a really good Dragon Ball game. Obviously, like, especially recently, like in my memory, Dragon Ball Z has been like the anime that's had not really many misses in terms of anime video games. Like this is really good. Fighter Z or Fighters is really good for a 2D fighting thing. Yeah, I know. This is super new to me. Can you get out of the box? Okay, I don't really know what happened. I also feel like I look way, way, way brighter. So I'm sorry if something happened. Both monitors just turned off. But we had Fighters. We had both Xenoverse games, which a lot of people really loved. And then we had the old Budokai Tenkaichi games, which good cult following around. I know other anime games have had good games. Something like Naruto series has had like a long-running game series. But I don't know. It seems like Dragon Ball Z or just Dragon Ball has barely ever missed. And it just seems like the fighting and everything in Dragon Ball converts super well to video games. But I just wanted to rant a little bit just because from playing the game and playing through the episodes and everything, it actually got tiring sitting there playing through the episodes just because of how quarter-baked. I wouldn't say they're half-baked, just like quarter-baked it felt like the PowerPoint stuff was and everything like that. It felt like that area of the game could have been so much better, and that if that was fully more fleshed out with like cutscenes and stuff, along with the super good gameplay, it would literally be the perfect Dragon Ball game for like old fans and new fans who are just getting into it and like would then learn the story fully in ways like that, if that makes sense. But that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like. If you disagree or agree, be sure to leave a comment. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.